Can you see the pride in her as she nurtures her young all alone? It's the seed of good God is of the fact that it's a man strong. Can you see the pride of the panther in the concrete jungle along with the cloud?
But just keep it on mute.
It's the seed that must come from the it's the tree.
What music?
Yo, sit there. In the panther, it's floats and play that game trace. Toppling obstacles face in the way of the progression of its right now. Can you see the pride in the panther? And she nurtures her young all alone. She must grow regardless. The fact that it's planted and strong. Can you see the pride of the panther? Stay unified as one. I'm strong, I'm brilliant, and outside for the rays of the sun. He's bright like the rays of the sun. Got me hot like the rays of the sun. Keeps bright like the rays of the sun.
All power to the people. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah, power to the people.
Hey, man, I hope y'all had a beautiful weekend, man. Hope y'all had a beautiful weekend. We're going to start this right now. Wait, hit it. What is the first one? All right, welcome to the Shakur Political Education class. Each week, students will be assigned readings and videos to study and will convene once a week to discuss the material, interpret and break down the core concepts, questions, and answers, and to prepare for next week's study material. Remember that taking notes can be really beneficial, even audio ones, and don't be afraid to ask for help. We are all in this together. Do anybody remember what we talked about last week? The two words I told people to look up, to remember?
Dual and contending power.
So you already failed already. Yo, we're in the second week. We're in the second week. We're going to bring that back later. This is the second slide. Each week, you see, that's why we talk about taking notes. Each week, you're encouraged to bring the following: quotes from the material, questions you have, your interpretation of the material, core concepts, revolutionary spirit. Our studies this week will focus on imperialism and the primary focus on Dr. U.P. Newton and Chairman Bobby Seale of the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. Dr. U.P. Newton, Minister of Defense. U.P. Newton was born in Monroe, Louisiana. His parents moved to Oakland, California during the Newton's childhood. He taught himself to read after graduating high school without being able to. He graduated high school without being able to read. I just peeped that. He attended a variety of schools, including Marriott College, before eventually earning a bachelor's degree and PhD from the University of California at Santa Cruz. During his tenure at Marriott College, Newton joined the Afro-American Association and played a role in getting the first African-American history course adopted into the college's curriculum. So this was before CRT. This was before CRT. This was in the 60s. They were still pushing those ideas of putting our history and our issues into the institutions of white supremacy. Like they're still trying to do that now. That's what CRT is, to try to implement these ideas, these thoughts, these histories into other people's institutions. I don't know how that's gonna work, but that's what we do know how it's gonna work. Soon after, in October 1966, he and Bobby Seale founded the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. Seale became the chairman and Newton became the Minister of Defense. The Black Panther Party was an African-American left-wing organization working for the right of self-defense for African-Americans in the United States. Many of his beliefs were influenced by Malcolm X and his views. The party's political goals, which were outlined in the 10-point program, included better housing, jobs, and education. They believed that violence, or at least the threat of violence, may be needed to bring about social change. The Black Panther Party, under the leadership of Newton, gained international support. This was most demonstrated when Newton was invited to visit China in 1970. At every airport that he arrived in, Newton was greeted by thousands of people waving copies of the Little Red Book and displaying signs supporting the BPP and criticizing the US imperialism. Everybody know what the red books are?
All power to the people.
Yeah.
Red book is, right?
Yes.
I hope everybody have a copy because we all need a copy. If we're gonna be in this classes together, we're gonna be struggling together, everybody should have a copy. In fact, we're making sure everybody in our organization has a copy. We're waiting for them to come in for those that don't have them. But we're waiting for them to come in right now. But everybody must have a copy of that red book. It really tells you how we're supposed to move, our etiquette, how we move as a group. I mean, it's not, I don't know if you haven't read it before, if you don't know what it's about, it's really teaching you about how etiquette, how we should move as a group. Huey Newton was tried for a variety of violent offenses such as assault and multiple murders. These charges resulted in him fleeing to Havana, Cuba to escape prosecution for 3 years. Upon his return, he stood trial for one more assault and murder and was acquitted of both charges. In 1989, Newton was fatally shot in West Oakland by a member of the Black guerrilla family and drug dealer named Tyrone Robinson. Relationship between the Black Panther Party and Black guerrilla family had been strained for nearly 20 years prior to this incident. The murder occurred after Newton left a crack house in a neighborhood where Newton had once organized social programs. Hey, Chairman Zulu, what was the beef with the guerrilla family? Real quick, like 2 minutes.
All right, so in 1967, Huey P. Newton brought the Black guerrilla family under George Jackson into the organization. George Jackson and his brother attacked the courthouse of Jonathan Jackson. David Hilliard held back Panthers from going to the courthouse to save Jonathan Jackson. So when David Hilliard went to prison, the Black guerrilla family had a hit out on his life. And so it was that struggle between what Huey P. Newton did, David Hilliard did, and what they didn't do to save Jonathan Jackson.
All power to the people. Hey, look, we're gonna get into this in depth maybe later on. But right now, I'm gonna try to stay focused. But if you're interested, go back, go do that research, go do the work, because that's what we're here for. And if you got any questions, you bring it back and we talk about it here in the education class. This is the next one. Yeah, that's the next one. Newton's last words were, "You can kill my body and you can take my life, but you can never kill my soul. My soul will live forever." Robinson then shot Newton twice in the face. Huey Newton is buried at Evergreen Cemetery in Oakland. Tyrone Robinson was convicted of murder in 1991 and was sentenced to 32 years to life. No, go on to the next. Where's Bobby Seale? We'll talk about Bobby Seale. Go ahead, next one. You come back to that. Was that 12? Bobby Seale was a co-founder and chairman of the original Black Panther Party. Born in Texas, Bobby came from a poor family and moved to Berkeley while still in high school. In 1995, Seale joined the Air Force, but was discharged in 1959 following an altercation with a superior officer. In September 1962, Seale met Huey Newton at a rally protesting the Kennedy administration blockade of Cuba. Kindred spirits, the pair quickly became friends, and that year marked the sprouting of Seale's political radicalism, which was deepened when Seale attended a speech given by Malcolm X. Seale worked as a sheet metal mechanic for various aerospace plants while studying for his high school diploma at night. After earning his high school diploma, Seale attended Merritt Community College, where he studied engineering and politics until 1962. He met and married Artie Seale and had a son, Malik Nkrumah Stogoli Seale. In June 1966, Seale began working at the North Oakland Neighborhood Anti-Poverty Center. He began to teach them a degree of responsibility towards the people living in their communities. While working in the program, Seale met Bobby Hutton, the first member of the Black Panther Party. Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton were heavily inspired by teachings of activist Malcolm X, who was assassinated in 1965. The two joined together in October 1966 to create the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, which adopted the late activist slogan, freedom by any means necessary, as their own. They adopted a symbol of Black Panther from the Lowndes County Freedom Organization, LCFO, in Alabama, who used of firearms for self-defense they strongly supported and wished to emulate. Bobby became nationally famous in May of 1967 when he led a group of 26 armed Panthers to the State House to protest passage to the Mumford Act, which was passed to make the Panthers patrolling the police with loaded weapons illegal. In 1970, Bobby Seale authored Seize the Time, the story of Black Panther Party and Huey P. Newton. He also co-authored Power to the People, the Word of Black Panthers, and wrote Lonely Rage, his autobiography and screenplay for The Eighth Defendant. What's the next? Yeah, go to the. Right now, we're about to go to the video of Bobby Seale explaining the 10-point program. Yeah.
I got to explain also.
Pause it for a second.
So
I hope everybody understand the importance of why we're going back to study to read this. Like, we need to understand, like, the people that started these organizations were just like us. We're just other human beings that came together to find solutions to the material conditions that they were facing. I mean, this what he's
all
saying,
power to the people.
All power.
All power.
What he's saying about the 10-point program apply to us today. I mean, it's just that most people have forgotten, or those of us that care about this fight need to understand and remember why we are having this fight. But everything that he's explaining in the 10-point program, we're going through right now, current America. Go ahead, let it play.
So your needs, your political desires and needs, because that is Huey's soul. When we first organized the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, he would say, Bobby, he says, we're going to draw up a basic platform, just basic, that Black people can read. He says, we don't want to go real elaborate with all these essays and dissertations and all this stuff, because the brother going to look at that and he say, man, I ain't got time for that. I got to go see what I can do for myself. He says, this is a basic platform that the mothers who struggle hard to raise us, that the fathers who worked hard, that the young brothers in school who come out of school semi-illiterate, you say we want freedom, we want power to determine the destiny of our Black community, full employment for our people. Number 3, we want housing fit, decent housing fit for shelter of human beings. Number 4, we want all Black men to be exempt from military service. Number 5, we want decent education for our Black people in our community that teaches us the true nature of this decadent racist society, and to teach Black people and our young Black brothers and sisters their place in society, because if they don't know their place in society and in the world, they can't relate to anything else. Number 6, we want an end to the robbery by the white racist businessmen of Black people and Black people in their community. Number 7, we want an immediate end to police brutality and murder of Black people. We want all Black men held in county, state, federal jails and prisons to be released because they have not had a fair trial, because they've been tried by all white juries, and that's just like being tried in Germany being a Jew. We want Black people on the line when justice trial will be tried by members of their peers. And a peer being one who comes from the same economic, social, religious, historical, and racial background. If the United States government and the courts and the local courts did this, they would have to choose Black people from the Black community to sit up on the jury. They have to choose some of them mothers who've been working 20 years in Miss Ann's kitchen scrubbing floors like my mother done done. They have to choose some of them hard-working fathers. They have to choose some of those brothers who stand on the block out there wondering where they're going to get a gig. They're going to have to choose these black people. And number 10, you would say, let's just summarize it. We want housing, we want clothing, we want education, we want justice, and we want peace. It's a basic platform. In case you never knew it or not, of all the things that you've heard in the press, of all the derogatory statements that's been made in the press about Brother Huey P. Newton and I, of all these derogatory statements to guide you away from seeing this basic platform that Huey was talking about for his own people. You have to learn to look through the white press. You have to learn to see what's going on. Now, out of this platform, Huey P. Newton realized that it was necessary for us to start working on these points, these 10 points practically. Remember number 7? We want an immediate end to police brutality and murder of black people. It's very, very important. And here, whether you know it or not, is where you start dealing with the Black Revolution. When you said every black man put a shotgun in your home, and once we let the man know, say, look, we armed from block to block, and we're going to patrol you from our windows. And we're not going to have you brutalizing none of our people in the streets. Do you realize what kind of power black people have then? Because you begin to neutralize the police force, because them cops going to start riding shaky and scared. In fact, we're in a position then to demand that they withdraw from our community because they occupy our community just like a foreign troop occupies territory. Very important to understand. You hate cops beating black people over their heads and murdering them. That's what we hate. If you got enough energy to just
you just heard him talking about the 10-point program. And like he was saying, all those charges, everything that the state brought upon them was because of what they wanted to do in the community. And when you start to understand what imperialism is, what capitalism is, what all these isms are, you understand why they had to dehumanize them in the media so nobody would listen to what they were saying. I'm about to read the 10 point.
All power to the people, all power.
All power, comrade. I'm about to read the 10 points. I'm about to read the 10 points. We're going to see them here. We're all looking at the 10 points. We're looking for the demands that taxpayers, because all of us here pay taxes. So these are the demands that we are asking for the taxes that we pay, for the social contract that they claim we have. This is the demand that we need as human beings in this society to strive. If anybody has a problem with them, this is where we have the discussion. After I read them, you say like, nah, you know what? I think that one right there is kind of crazy. Like, we don't need that. We don't, like, we speak, we talk about it. The first one is, we want freedom. We want power to determine the destiny of our Black community. Black community, Spanish community, white community, wherever you're at, whatever community you're in. Like, is there a problem with having the power to control the destiny in the community for the people that live there? Like, I don't know what would be harmful to that, except for somebody that's trying to capitalize on that community, that's trying to steal from that community, that take the resources out of that community and take them to where they live at. We believe that Black and oppressed people will not be free until we are able to determine our destinies in our own communities ourselves by fully controlling all the institutions which exist in our communities, banking, the schools, the medical. So like, we don't have issues where people don't trust the government and don't want to take a vaccine because we don't control them. Corporations control them. That's why people don't want to take them. And then you see them in the media, they say they'll call you an anti-vaxxer if you don't trust the institutions that's producing the vaccine, because we know you're corrupt. Nobody here is against science. If you're a revolutionary, if you're a pastor, you believe in science. You believe in dialectic materialism. So if you believe in science, why would you be afraid of anything that's going to make you healthy? But people don't trust institutions that are corrupted by money. If money is controlling it, people don't feel safe with it. What's number 2? We believe that the federal government is responsible and obligated to give every man employment, or guaranteed income. We believe that if the American businessman will not give full employment, then the technology and means of production should be taken from the businessman and placed in the community so that the people of the community can organize and employ all of his people and give high standard of living. Of course, your businesses are not here. God didn't put them here. They didn't pop out of nowhere. They're not organic. Your businesses are here because they claim we can have a more cohesive community or society with these means of human, like humans interplay with each other, working with each other, like capitalism would be the best form for us to do that. There's no scientific law that capitalism must exist. It does not need to exist. But we are
all power to the people.
Yeah, but we are forced under these conditions by people that control the society. And we demand that we control our society. Because why? Our taxes fund the society. Our taxes pay the judges. Our taxes pay the politicians. Our taxes pay the police that kill us. All our taxes pay all of these people. So we're going to be paying into these institutions. We demand the right to control them. And if they're not going to give us the right to control them, then we do it ourselves. We organize ourselves to build these institutions in our communities. Next one. And that's dual contending powers. What's the next one? Three, we want an end to the robbery by the capitalists of our Black and oppressed communities. We believe that this racist government has robbed us, and now we are demanding the overdue debt of 40 acres and 2 mules. 40 acres and 2 mules were promised 100 years ago as restitution for slave labor and mass murder of Black people. We will accept the payment in currency which will be distributed to our many communities. The American racist has taken part in the slaughter of over 50 million Black people. Therefore, we will, I needed to move it. How you move this? We will, I gotta get that, there we go. We will, no, it's a, we feel that this is a modest demand that we make. What's the next one? We want decent housing fit for the shelter of human beings. We believe that the landlords will not give decent housing to our Black and oppressed communities. Then the housing and the land should be made into cooperative so that our community with the government aid can build and make decent housing for its people. Like it says it all right there. Like we're dealing with the same issues today. Like 3 days ago, a friend of mine called me. He was like, hey, yo, you won't believe this shit. I'm like, what, bro? He was like, yo, I'm trying to find a place to stay in Irvington and North New Jersey. He said, when I called them up, they told me I can't afford to live there because I don't bring home $4,000 a month. I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, I know you make like 80,000. He was like, yeah, I told him I make 80,000. He was like, but they said after child support and after my insurance and all these other different bills I got to pay, I don't bring home enough money for me to get rent in Irvington or North. Now, if you live in these spaces, you will understand like this is high risk, high crime areas. This is the hood. And making 80,000, if somebody can't afford to get an apartment or a place to live in that space, what are these real estate companies doing here? Because the majority of people that live in this community only make about 30-some thousand, about 35,000. The people that live in those communities right now, as I'm speaking, only make about 35,000 a year. So if somebody making 80,000 is not qualified to get a place to stay, what's going to happen to us? What's going to happen to everybody that's living around here? You see, that's how gentrification works. They don't flood out your community no more. They don't burn it down. They don't come with the KKK. Yo, the politicians make deals with the real estate companies, with the corporations to find ways to remove the people that are already there. So what better way to remove them by not allowing them to rent anymore? Yo, it's deep. What's the next one? We want education for our people that exposes the true nature of the decadent American society. We want education that teaches us our true history and our role in the present day society. We believe in an educational system that will give our people a knowledge of self. If a man does not have knowledge of himself and his position in society and the world, then he has little chance to relate to anything else. I don't see no problem with that. And in fact, after decades of fighting in our community, with the city, with the state, to change our education system, they passed the Amistad, what is it? Amistad what? Amistad bill. The Amistad bill is supposed to teach the children in the community who they are, where they come from, and the imperialists and capitalists that's oppressing them in the community. They haven't done that. With a black mayor, a Spanish, like what would you call Roger Leon? Latinx, LGBTQ superintendent. They still haven't implemented nothing. It's been years. It's been like 3-4 years now.
It was passed in 2002.
It was passed in 2002. But all this, the mayor, the radical mayor, the superintendent, all these people are in there, and they haven't done anything because they work for the corporations and the oligarchs that we're supposed to be fighting against. Good. We want completely free healthcare for all Black and oppressed people. We believe that the government must provide free charge for the people. Health facilities which will not only treat our illness, most of which have about as a result of our oppression, but which will also develop preventative medical programs to guarantee our future survival. We believe that the mass health education and research program must be developed to give all Black and oppressed people access to advanced scientific and medical information, so we may provide ourselves with proper medical attention and care. Do we get that? Do we get that now? Like right now, you can't even get Medicaid passed. You can't get what are they trying to pass? Because I don't even know what these people Medicaid for all. Like they're not going to pass that. They don't care. They don't care about you to pass that. I know the government ain't going to pass that because these people are capitalists. They're savages. All they do is try to find ways to extract from the people. They're not trying to give the people nothing, but that's what they're fighting for. So if we're in these organizations and we're working in these organizations, we all have jobs, we go to school. Which one of us are in the medical field? We need to start building our own dual contending powers to take care of us because we understand that they don't care about us. That's number 6. Number 7, we want an immediate end to police brutality and murder of Black people, other people of color, all oppressed people inside the United States. We believe that the racist and fascist government of the United States uses its domestic enforcement agencies to carry out its program of oppression against Black people, other people of color, and poor people inside the United States. We believe it is our right, therefore, to defend ourselves against such armed forces, and that all Black and oppressed people should be armed for self-defense of our homes and communities against these fascist policies. What is what is fascist? Fascism is where corporations basically control everything. They own the politicians, they own everything in the community, all the institutions, they own them, and they control them. So the police work for them, everybody work for them. We can't trust none of these institutions, and we demand that we need to be free in our communities from these institutions. That's basically what it's saying, nothing extra. Like, do I need to tell anybody here about what's going on in the news about Tyree Nichols? I need to tell anybody, like, and another thing about this, like when you're reading number 7, he said, look right here, the program oppression against Black people, other people of color, and poor people inside the United States. No, it is not just a racial thing. This is not a racial dynamic. We're dealing with class issues. That's why we're here as socialists, as Marxists, because we understand it is another level above racism. It's easy to go into racism and make it about identity politics, but the devil that we're fighting, the evil that we fight, these people, because they are evil, they are devils. These people,
all power to the people,
need to be attacked together. But I don't want to go too fast. I don't want to skip because we got more to get to. Go ahead. We want an immediate end to all aggression. We believe that the various, hold on, let me make sure. We want an immediate end to all, yeah, my bad. Let me bring that back. We want an immediate end to all wars of aggression. Right now, how many countries are we aggressively trying to go to war with? Right now, y'all looking at a balloon. They told you China sent that balloon, a big white balloon in the sky. This says China sent it. I mean, like, None of this stuff stops. Perpetual war is what fascism is built on. We believe that the various conflicts which exist around the world stem directly from aggressive desires of the U.S. ruling circle and government to force its domination upon the oppressed people of the world. We believe that if the U.S. government or its lackeys do not cease these aggressive wars, that it is the right of the people to defend themselves by any means necessary against their aggressors. This is in 1966, 1967, 68, 69. We're in 2023. What's the next one? We want freedom for all. You say what?
All power to Palestinians.
Oh, of course. All
power
to
the Palestinians. All power to the Palestinians.
Yeah, we believe that many Black and poor oppressed people now held in the U.S. Or did I skip some? Yeah, I skipped the whole part. We want freedom for all Black and poor oppressed people now held in U.S. federal, state, county, city, and military prisons and jails. We want trials by a jury of peers for all persons charged with so-called crimes under laws of this country. When you go to court, if you're poor, in the poor class, or if you're Black, whatever, when you go to court, you're not going to court with people of your peers. You're going to court with people that live in that county, that live in that whole area. So let's say you live in a space where it's high crime, there's no jobs, it's poverty, there's no housing. People that understand your condition. Those not the people when you go to court. That's not the people that's sitting in there. The people from the suburbs, the surrounding suburbs. They're the one that's sitting up there judging you. The ones that have a stake in the society as it is. They judge you. Yo, I don't want to be judged by those people. I don't trust them. I don't trust. I have this. There's a class line. All the struggle, the history of the world is that of class struggle. I mean, like when I read this stuff, like I take it in and I believe it. And I hold this science to be true. I don't want those people judging me. They've already judged me and they already despise me. They believe I should be at the bottom supporting a system that props them up. We believe that the many Black and poor oppressed people now held in U.S. prisons and jails have now received their fair, impartial trials under a racist and fascist judicial system and should be free from incarceration. We believe in the ultimate elimination of all wretched, inhuman penal institutions, penal institutions, because the masses of men and women imprisoned inside the United States or by the U.S. military are victims of oppressive conditions, which is the real cause of their imprisonment. We believe that when persons are brought to trial, that they must be guaranteed by the United States juries of their peers, attorneys of their choice, and freedom from imprisonment while awaiting trial. We want land, bread, housing, education, clothing, justice, peace, and people's community control of modern day technology and the police. See, like when you say that, when you say you want to abolish the police or you want to get rid of the police, see, people get all scared. People like, what do you mean? What you gonna do tomorrow? What are we gonna do tomorrow with all the crime? There's crime everywhere. Yo, there's crime because people are suffering, because there's not enough money for people to survive. And there's no jobs. People cannot take care of themselves. I just explained to you, like you're living in a society where the people, the average citizen make about 30 to 35,000 a year. But they're telling people that make 80,000 a year, they can't live in that space. How do you survive in that kind of a society? You can't, it's impossible. They're targeting you for extermination. I mean, gentrification is a nice, fancy word. It's really extermination. They're trying to get rid of you. Oh, one more.
Come on, brother. You flowing, brother. All power to the people.
All
you
power,
flowing, brother.
All power. Now with the police, right? Like I said, people are like, oh my God, how are we going to do about the police? You know, the communities can take care of themselves. We can organize to take care of ourselves. Once we belong, I got to put a pin in that. I don't even want to say that right now. I'm going to hold it to the end. Let me write that down. What I was about to say, I'm going to hold it to the end. Where's the next one? Now we're going to go into imperialism. All right, so check it, right? Bobby Seale, Huey P. Newton, they came together and they came up with a strategy on how to deal with the enemy. Who is the enemy? They're about to explain the enemy to you right here. So far, what time is 7:34? So far, we heard about Huey P. Newton. We heard about Bobby Seale. We heard about their agenda, what they wanted in their communities. What they wanted in their communities It's laid out in the 10-point program. So now they're explaining to you who their enemy is. In imperialism, the highest stage of capitalism, Lenin sums up imperialism with these 5 points. Remember, not just capitalism, the highest stage of capitalism. So it's stages to capitalism. The concentration of production and capital developed to such a high stage that it created monopolies, which play a decisive role in economic life. Yo, anybody tell me a monopoly out there?
Facebook.
And come on, let me hear some monopolies.
Microsoft.
Yeah, spit them out. Let them out. Because we not
Citibank.
Gas companies.
Yeah, we not
right? That BlackRock group.
Yeah, we not crazy here. When we say
the Koch brothers and them bitches, all them.
Yeah, talk about it. Now, because people act like people don't know it, but we don't know what we're talking about. Like they're telling you, concentration of production and capital developed to such a high stage that it created monopolies, which play a decisive role in economic life. In other words, you know what? Work these 3 jobs to buy a car, and then after you buy that car, go out and go do Uber with that car. Don't that shit sound stupid to you? I'm gonna put mileage on my car after I don't work to go work again. So now that's another job that you're getting on top of the jobs you have. Like
that's like monopolies. They just I'm sorry to cut you off. It's like the monopolies be throwing us to each, like they throw us from one monopoly to another.
Nah, word up. You're not cutting me off, brother. That's what we here to do. I'm gonna put another pin in that. I ain't gonna call you brother no more because we're gonna get to that later too. But let me go to the next slide.
All right.
The merging of bank capital with industrial capital and the creation on the basis of this finance capital of a financial oligarchy. Yo, there was a report in 2014. We ain't nobody making this shit up. This is 1966. They're talking about this. No. Oh, my bad. Well, yeah, they're talking about this. But yo, in 2014, a report came out that Americans in oligarchy. Like you can't make none of this stuff up. The export of capital, which has become extremely important as distinguished from the export of commodities. Yo, who owns most of America's debt? I'll let anybody out there answer. Talk to me. Who owns most of America's debt?
China owns it right now.
Thank you. Export of capital. Now, man, let's go to the next one. The formation of international capitalist monopolies which share the world amongst themselves. They just had the conference, what they call it, Davos. I mean, like, that's what they do. They have their meetings to decide how they're gonna rule us. And we just sit here and take it. I ain't about that goofy shit. What's the next one? This is number 5. The territorial division of the whole world among the greatest capitalist powers is completed. Like, look out there. Like, yo, this may hurt some people's feelings, but China is capitalistic too. Russia is capitalistic too.
Come on, Conrad.
Yeah, all these nations. I mean, all these nations are capitalist countries. Whether they're fighting each other or not, we must understand they're all capitalist countries, and they don't give a rat's ass about us. They don't give a damn about you right there, Corbin, Stone Corbin. They don't give a damn about you, Stone. They don't care about none of us. I mean, we understand that. I mean, right now, this is next, right? No, this slide. Imperialism, as Lenin understood it, is much more than just using economic or military force against another nation. It is a specific and final development of the capitalist system in which we are living in it right now. Right now, I'm about to play Michael Parenti. He's about to explain all of this to you and show you how it actually took place. Like right now, he's speaking about events that we've already been through, but he predicted them using dialectic materialism. You want to see the video? All right.
The book I just wrote is called The Face of Imperialism, and it argues that U.S. global policy around the world is not inept, it's not bungling, it's not messianic, it's not driven by mistaken presumptions and the like. I argue that U.S. foreign policy is rational, it's successful,
and it's very consistent. It just does not serve the interests of the people in the countries that it goes to, and it does not serve the interests of the American people. The goal of U.S. foreign policy is to support all those countries, leaders, and movements that welcome in multinational corporate investors, that open up their land, their labor, their markets, and their natural resources to the expropriation and exploitation by these rich people. And the other goal of U.S. policy, it's the other side of the same goal really, is to obliterate or wipe out or undermine any leader, political movement, or nation that tries to develop its own land, labor, and resources for itself, that is self-defining and self-developing. Those countries are demonized, their leaders are demonized. The American people are told that they are a mortal threat to our safety and our security, and they therefore have to be done in. And that is the consistent policy. We see that today in the Middle East, where U.S. leaders gave full support to a dictator like Mubarak, who in Egypt, who did very little for the Egyptian people, who accumulated great wealth, who brought in the IMF, who opened the country to big, rich foreign investors, who collaborated in a policy supporting Israeli expansionism and the like. Whereas a dictator like Gaddafi did the opposite. He kicked out the oil companies, he nationalized the oil, he set up social programs for free education, housing, and medical care. He started a wondrous development of aquifer water being shipped up from the southern parts of Libya up to the population areas to be used for the populations and for agriculture, tapping into about 1,000 years of water. He refused to have the IMF come in and the foreign banks and all. Now, after 30 years of rule, he got very frightened when he saw the terrible destruction affected upon Iraq. So Gaddafi started making concessions. He did SAPs, which are structural adjustment programs, which means cut.
Stop right there, Rebel Coalition. Now, but go ahead, just leave his picture on the screen. Yeah, but you heard what he was telling you just now. Like everything that we are explaining, everything that we're reading, he just told you that. Like when the imperialists want to take over your resources and everything in your government, they'll come in and take it. He said they took it from Iraq, but right here, when he didn't know they were coming in there to take it over from Gaddafi. But he explained, if you play this video on a little longer, how they went in, how they did he know? No, I don't think it, no, know what, man, let me play the video. Play the video, let the video continue. My bad, y'all, I want to get his own words.
Human services for the people. But still, much of Libya was still in this kind of socialist program. He brought in some oil companies and consortiums, but it still was not throwing the country completely wide open. So now what they're doing is, under the guise of a humanitarian war, they're destroying him and his supporters, and Libya will be taken over by people, jihadists, and
No, but like he's saying, it's going to be taken over, but it has been taken over. There's slavery there now. It's already taken over, but he knew it. You see, if you follow dialectic materialism, or there's another term for it, sociological imagination. If you follow this, you're going to know what's going to happen because you know who these people are. And this is what UEP and Bobby Seals was laying down for us. Like, your enemy are these imperialists. It doesn't matter what they say on TV. It doesn't matter who they have as president, the black guy, whatever he say, like there's no two America, there's one America. Man, shut the fuck up. Like, it doesn't matter what these people say. Yeah, my bad. I gotta watch my language, but when I think about
all power.
Yeah, when I think about them, like I get so upset. But like, there are no two Americas. Like in that movie, what he said, America is a business, now pay me my money. It is all about business with this imperialist. They don't care about nobody but themselves. And once you understand that through political education, then we could strategize how to fight back and not say things like, yo, maybe if you go become mayor, you could change things in the community. Just sounding all dumb. And but look, now we going to another one. This is the Rainbow Coalition. We're stepping into the Rainbow Coalition because it went from just Black people. Our small little niche of Black people got to fight back. So we need everybody in the community. Because right now I live in Newark, New Jersey. About 50% of the community is brown, is Latinx. So we can't just say like only Black people are going through these conditions. We're both facing these conditions. And if we want to survive them, only people power will beat these people. So we have to come together. So the Rainbow Coalition was the next step. Nah, where's the Rainbow? Where's High Thurman? Go to this a video. Go, keep going. Let me see. It's probably red. Oh. But anyway, now see if you can find the video while I'm gonna talk while you looking for it. No, but the next step was the Rainbow Coalition, and we have a video here with High Thurman and some people from the Rainbow Coalition, and they're talking about why they needed to come together. Exactly what I'm saying. I mean, they had to come together to organize to be able to fight back. Is to say, go ahead, President. Go ahead.
Now is the time to get rid
pause.
to get over.
Hey, yo, it's Black History. Why are you doing? It's Black History Month, and everybody's going to talk about Dr. King. That's all everybody's going to talk about, Dr. King and all these people. But right before they killed Dr. King was saying that we all needed to come together, everybody in that community, and pull their money from these corporations. You see, you're not going to hear that. You're not going to hear anybody tell you on TV, MSNBC, CNN, that Dr. King said, pull your money from Coca-Cola, from all these corporations, and start to invest in your own community. Community organizing, basically to build dual contending power. He didn't call it that, but that's what he was trying to say. And that's what you're going to hear in this little clip when I play it.
Now is the time to get rid of the slums and ghettos of Chicago. Now is the time. We must realize that there must be alliances now between Negroes and white people of goodwill. Get rid of poverty that engulfs so much of our nation.
Like, it's plain. It's plain. Like, you don't need no rocket science. You don't need no big degree. Like, that's why people get out of high school without knowing how to read and be able to teach himself how to read and do. Because this stuff is plain to know why you're suffering. When you start studying, when you take these education classes, you know who your enemy is. You're not the fault. It is not your fault. The condition you find yourself in, it's not your fault. There are forces beyond you that made your school the way it is. Like I said, I live in Newark, New Jersey. There's one guarantee for the last 60 years. Our education system will be at the bottom every single year. They educated me. Yo, I could barely do math right now. I'm telling you now. I barely got out of college doing math because they poorly educated me. I remember I used to go to school. When I was in high school, we didn't do no work. I went to Westside High School. Yo, by like 11 o'clock, somebody pulled the fire alarm. Everybody went outside and we all went home. And we all passed and went to the next grade. We all graduated not knowing a damn thing. These schools are trash. And until we understand that and we come together as the people in these communities and start to fight back, nothing will change. Go ahead, play the next one.
I hear that. Now is the time to get rid of the slums.
See if you can find the one with High Thurman. I want to find the one with High Thurman in it because it shows the Rainbow Coalition when they went, check the first slide. When they went to go, they had a meeting. They had meetings and they were organizing not just Black people, but white people, the Spanish people, whoever that was in there, the first Rainbow Coalition. And they all came with an understanding that this is what we needed to do if we need to fight back to be able to survive. I mean, but we don't see it. I don't see it. So like, but look, next class, when we come for the next class next week, that's gonna be one of the first videos I show. I mean, I'm gonna show that. So next week, when we come back, the topic of the day was imperialism. We're gonna go over imperialism. And another thing we're supposed to go over was comrade. What does comrade mean? We don't need to watch no slides for that. Like usually, like when we're growing up, we're taught by the system, the institutions that we're in, how to recognize each other, how to see each other, brother, sister, uncle, cousin. Like they teach us all of this that make it really individual. And it is not a community thing. We don't look at each other as if we're struggling against the same enemy, that we're struggling against the same force. We're individualized into our own families and small little circles that we're in. But it's another term that we need to start using. It's called comrade. When I say you're my comrade, you will not understand the struggle that we're in. You will not understand that these landlords, they're not even landlords no more. They're LLCs. These LLCs want to kick all of us out of our homes. So like we need to, we understand we're fighting these people, these imperialists. These are the people that are our enemies, not somebody that's gay, somebody that's Spanish, somebody that's white, somebody that's black. That is not your enemy. Your enemy are the LLCs that control the politicians, that own the communities that you live in, and then segregate us by going on the media and telling us to fight against each other and find ways for us to fight each other while they walk away with the bank. I ain't off that goofy shit no more. I mean, I'm not beat. And anybody that want to align to fight these people, yo, I'm with you. We need to come together to fight, man. So like, this is the class for this week. Let's talk a little bit. Now, man, I want you to give me your opinions. I want y'all to say what you feel about imperialism and like what we can do in our communities to make things better. You know what? Yo, I'm starting to like you, Stone. Stone, you going first, my boy. Pull up, Stone.
I'm always hesitant to say anything because my my audio and stuff on my computer is a lag, so if it messes up, I need to figure that.
Yeah, we're about to cut your mic already. Cut his mic already. You already messing up already. Hey, yo, go to Rob. Rob Rich, where you at, Rob? Yo, come on, Rob. We want to hear your bars. Give me 16.
Oh, you want to hear what I got to say? Or give me 1 second. No, I was actually already thinking of something that I wanted to speak on, and that had to do with the 10-point program, right? And if you listen to Chairman Bobby speak, he made sure that it was highlighted. This was a comprehensive program, right? And the purpose of it, because, you know, we may have people that's in our group right now that are highly advanced revolutionaries that could break down, you know, political theory, could break down dialectics, all this stuff to a T. And the Black Panther Party didn't take that route when they built that program. And I think that that's something really important to highlight, because the purpose of it was to give something that the people could understand. And they laid it out. They laid it out where anybody can relate to that. Anybody within their communities can relate to that. And that's what brought them together. So if you can't bring together the people, the masses on their issues, then you're losing them. How revolutionary is that? You know what I mean? Like, so the 10-point program being a starting point to bring people together is imperative on these basic issues. These issues as simple as housing. That's like, everybody needs housing. So when we start to like examine everything else, when we start getting further along in our, you know, discovering theory, if we start losing the basics of what the people need, then we're going to lose and we're not doing our job. And this is how we advance the people forward, is to be able to highlight these basic contradictions within our communities to bring them towards that advanced light, where one day they might be just working within to feed the children. And then the next day we might be in a full-on revolution. So it's like, we gotta be able to advance these things forward. But that's all I wanted to chime in on with the 10-point program. All power.
All power, comrade. Hey, look, man. Wait, where's she at right there? I just looked at her. Hey, Portia, what's good, Portia? Talk to me, Portia. You there, Portia? Going once? Going twice? Well, yeah.
We in here. I'm sorry. I was trying to unmute myself. All power. Good evening, everyone. My name is Portia Mills.
All power.
And my husband, Jamar Mills. We were listening in. This is our first night, and yes, we are learning. So I'm excited to be here. So just by listening tonight, I'm gonna get some feedback. Capitalism, I've had to learn the hard way. Like most folks, it is. I work in the health field. I am an advocate and I support families who are bereaved by perinatal loss. And I've been talking with some malpractice lawyers and doctors over the past week, and they brought to light. I don't know if everybody's familiar with the text medical apartheid and Killer Angels. Margaret Sanger's work she did in eugenics. So
all power to the people. All power to the people.
So my organization, thank you. My organization really is focusing on that now that it's a global issue now, targeted specifically in our communities. And I challenged the doctor a few weeks ago in a meeting, and medical apartheid truly empowered me and enlightened me how deep the issue was. You know, I help people navigate the aftermath of loss and pregnancy, dealing with grief and mourning, but to understand how deep the history went was very alarming to me. So now I took on a different shield and cloak to dig deeper, to be a better source of help to our community and really hold these hospital institutions, hold them accountable to some degree.
All power, Portia. All power.
This was a lot of information tonight that was helpful for us. And again, thank you for the invitation.
Hey, you just met a whole new family, Portia. And tell your husband too. Tell your husband whenever you need to link up, we all here, yo.
Hey, how y'all doing? All power.
All power, comrade. All power.
All power, comrade. Last time we seen y'all was in Philly. All power to the people.
Yeah. We were just in Newark. When was that?
Last week.
Last week. Yeah,
last
week.
What? Yo, like how y'all come to North and y'all ain't contact us?
We was down there for the we got to bust it up with Pam Africa and everybody, but it was good. It was good. I'm definitely looking forward to these and learning more.
Lessons, yeah.
Of course.
People. And we'll be down there with y'all to set things up real smooth.
All right.
Hey, we're looking forward to it, brothers. All power.
All power. Hey, Crystal, where you at? You the next contestant on the Hassan Shakur education program. Crystal, Roach, got you.
I am very quiet. At this point, this is kind of a refresher course for me because I was in and out with the last round. So right now, I'm just kind of taking it in. It was a lot to take in, but I'm loving going through this. I started the Red Book online, and I'm also working on Kappa. So
you got the Red Book already, Crystal?
Yeah, I got it online right now.
Oh, but did you start to read it?
Not yet, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's like it's nothing heavy. it's like just being sincere and being real. I mean, hey, Monica, Cynthia, talk to me. Y'all want to talk to me? Y'all got anything? I see Nikki Koba down there. We're going to get to you, Nikki.
Just taking it in.
Hey, Monica, I'm about to mess with you, Monica.
Oh, why?
Nah, man, I saw you in the video. You back there talking. You ain't even cut the video off.
No.
Man,
No. I was coming on and I got off the video. That was 20 seconds. That's all. I was trying to get them to join. No, I was trying to get them to join to come in, but it was too much commotion, too much going on. So I left that situation. I'm home.
It like he was at the park, so I saw you.
No, it was a vision board. We were doing a vision board. But anyway.
Yo, anybody else got something?
Yeah, if I
All
could.
power, Monica.
All power.
Who was that? Who said something?
It's me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I see you, Nikki. Nikki Bonds, I see you.
I just want to say really quick, thank you for having me. And I think it's very imperative now more than ever to have something really grassroots and organic to build up, because for a long time, you know, when I started my journey into Marxism, started right off with Maoism, and I really, really love quotations from the chairman, and you know, I'm really big on that book and all. But I have to say, in the past couple of years, after thinking that Chairman Xi was the second coming, I'm really, really disillusioned with the People's Republic. As I said, it's become capitalist, imperialist. It's taking, ravaging the resources of Africa, and that is to say, we don't have a superpower anymore. We don't have anybody to back us up the way old school, the way Huey and the gang had the USSR and the People's Republic at the time. We have nothing like bigger than ourselves, and we have to work more than ever at the grassroots. And I'm just glad you're having me, and I'm really taking it in. It's great.
Yeah, this is beautiful, Nikki.
All power to the people.
At one, there was a time when they didn't have nothing either. You see, like these institutions have institutional memory where they keep this shit together. We need to work on our institutional memory. Like they get stronger. Like after we come and we throw everything, that the people throw whatever we got at them, they get stronger, they fortify themselves, and they make sure they learn how to lie to us better, to coerce us into believing the goofy shit. Like there's people out there still thinking they're living in democracy. They do a good job. Where you at, Richard? Talk to me, Richard Lewis.
Right, I'm here, brother. I'm here, brother. Comrade, my bad. Comrade. Yeah, I learned my lesson.
To the people,
I learned my lesson. All power to the comrade. Feel me? All right, but yeah, one of my favorite things about the Panthers was how they utilized free clinics at schools. Like I always heard that was a strategy, because the media, of course, the power structure uses the media to shine a bad light on anyone who's advocating for the little guy and who's fighting for any type of justice. So one way that you shun that is to have free clinics and all types of programs to help the people. Sometimes I guess, like, if there's I know that's hard to get funding for free schools and clinics, but if we could create like more organic, like how people are saying, grassroots versions of that, and maybe in satellite situations around different cities, I think that would be like a good look.
Oh man, that was beautiful right there. I guess I'll make the last statement. This Chairman Shaka Zulu, Conrad Felix. Our strategy is to turn the oppressed communities into base areas of social, cultural, and political power. And when you talked about satellites and building from the ground, that's the best way to leverage political power against our enemy. So that's our strategy in a nutshell. You use different words, but that's our strategy right there. All power to the people.
All power, all power.
Hey, all power. I don't, hey, Chairman, I know you said you're going to be the last one to speak, but I want everybody, if they want to say something, I see you, Rod. I see you.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I didn't say that. Yeah.
Alan, I'm not pressuring them, but if they want to say something, anybody, like, you got like, I'm going to give you like 10 seconds. If you want to say something, go ahead. Let me know real quick.
Okay, all power. First
there we
of
go.
all.
There we go.
There you go. All
I have
power.
been very quiet because, as the chairman knows, my wife and I were trying to get everything set up for the house and everything, and so we've just been in meetings and talking a lot of stuff. But I'm listening, and this is a refresher course for me as well. So I'm the boy in the South. I'm down here in Houston, just trying to learn more, so I can be able to educate, organize, and agitate for the folks down here. And this is beautiful. I like that you're bringing the energy that you're bringing with this. So, I love it. I know I'm not saying nothing, but I'm listening. So all power to everybody on this.
Hey, Rod, talk to me, Rod.
All power.
Hey, Rod, you there?
I'm here.
Talk to me, Rod. You got something for us?
I'm just, let me just introduce myself. My name is Rodrigo from Jersey City, New Jersey.
You right around the corner. You right around the corner, bro.
Word up, man. I'm looking forward to meeting you soon, man. And doing some volunteer work.
Power to the people.
Can't wait for that, man.
All power. Who that, Corey? You out there, Corey?
Yeah, I'm here. Still going.
Yeah, Corey, you got anything you want to chime in with? Just introduce yourself or something. Let's talk to
I haven't been sure what to really say, if I'm being honest. But my name is Corey. I'm from Streator, Illinois. It's a small rural town, so trying to figure out where, I guess more or less I'm trying to figure out my, what kind of role I can fill out, what kind of place that I'm in. Rob Rich knows more as well. Like he's been helping me learn. So thank you, Rob, for even getting me into this place. Right now, I was here for last week's course as well. Right now, this is just, I guess I'm just kind of sitting back and learning what I can. I don't know.
No, you good. You good. You good. You said, yo, you did good, my boy. Now we know you, Corey from Illinois, boy. You already know. We out here, Corey. Who that, Johnny 415? You tried to let me know you out there. I saw you already, Johnny. What you got to say, Johnny?
All power to the people.
All power, Johnny.
All power, Johnny. California in the house.
Who did not mention, man? Who did not? I don't want to miss nobody. Curtis and Felix. If y'all ain't say nothing, chime in, Curtis. Chime in, Felix.
Hey, what's up? Curtis with the all White Panther Party here. All power to the people. I almost got that mixed up.
All power. All power, Curtis.
All power.
Talk to me, Felix. I think you're the last one, Felix. Talk to me. Got the flowers.
I ain't really got nothing to say. I've just been listening in.
Where you from, Felix?
Where you at, Felix?
I'm about an hour north of Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, okay. Kansas City in the house. You see it. Oh.
Comrade Felix right there.
I see. Where Felix at?
Oh, Felix right there. But someone just joined Comrade Copper.
Yeah, Copper. What's up, Copper? Is that John? What's going on? How you doing, Copper? Word up. Hey, yo, but Kansas City now winning the Super Bowl, though. On that note, all power. Talk. We'll see y'all next week.
We'll see y'all next week.
All power.
All power.
All power.
All power.
All power.
All power.
All power. You want